Good morning. Welcome to the Long Live Alternative Parties podcast. Free Press Media Press Inc., an alternative parties books publisher, sponsors this podcast. I'm Andrew Bouchard. Welcome to the Long Live Alternative Parties podcast.
Hi, how's it going?
It's going all right. How's it going with you?
Good. I just seen your thing, so hopefully I'm not too late or whatever.
Nope, you're on perfect time. In fact,
Oh.
you're 1 minute early. So, friends, today we have party speaking to us, and they're going to tell us about their interesting party and all the great beliefs they have. So we have Casey Nebbecker representing.
Yep.
So, Casey, kindly start by giving us an introduction to yourself, a brief biographical sketch.
I'm a Marine Corps veteran. Graduated high school, went to the Marine Corps, and then I ended up homeless and went through a lot of things and kind of seen a lot of the issues after in the world once I no longer a baby, and kind of had to kind of get on my feet the hard way through like homelessness and dealing with the government and things like that, and understanding a little bit more how the government works from the inside out, and then getting into politics more and more on seeing issues with the world and just a whole collaboration of life experiences being pulled together to realize, all right, what is important when people talk about, oh, let's help people, what does help really mean and stuff like that. So I kind of created, just kind of as an idea, I created a small political party, but there's a whole bunch that I never actually followed through with on it. But it's just a general idea.
Sounds good. So the Fair Moose Party is, you just mentioned how you started it. What caused you to start it, given your background, and what caused you to say that my experiences are going to lead me not to go to the Democrats or Republicans, but to start a new party?
That's a good question. So I kind of see myself as kind of a more right-leaning side, except for there's some stuff on the right that's a little fanatical. I also kind of grew up a little punk rock, so not following the rules is also a thing, a little bit of libertarian, but I also have some socialist kind of views and ideas, not a whole lot. So it's kind of a collaboration of a lot. It's like a kind of more of an extreme right wing with chunks of the libertarian and chunks of the socialist kind of put together, that I'm like, okay, I feel that there needs to be a lot smarter, not harder type things going on.
So you didn't feel like the two parties represented your views. You wanted to create something that would synthesize the different
Yep.
parts of your views.
Yes. And I thought, like, well, now that I'm on my veterans benefits and stuff like that, maybe me and my friends or something like that can run and organize a party, or just do something myself, start my own party, just, because it seems like a fun idea. And if I run for government, maybe that's what I'll just run it as, even though it's still super unknown.
Well, we hope to change that, friends. So, what is the party's platform?
So, I guess you would say it's a little bit, try to do things a little bit more educated, a little bit more involved. Some of the ideas from the right are very general, and same with the left. They're very general. It's super to the extremes of the far left or the far right, and I feel like it's very elementary. It's very childish, and we don't live in a childish world. We've got a lot of things that you have to be a little educated. You have to go through experiences and wisdom to realize, oh no, I can't do that, because that's something that like an ignorant little kid would choose. You have to be a little bit more adept to be able to make said choice. So implementing things, more educational, like, let's see here, more sciences, more education, but still have somewhat of a backbone and a little bit of a benevolency. So I guess it's kind of I'm trying to articulate this as best as I can.
You were saying that you want to integrate more science and education into political belief systems.
Yeah, I mean, I prefer like I definitely believe that there's wisdom and experience. Just because you went to college doesn't mean you're particularly the greatest person. So there are a lot of experiences and stuff. Um, and it's kind of easier to say than implement. But it would what I was trying to say was it would be like a band-aid party. Like, okay, we have thousands of messed up laws. Let's uproot and see what we can change. That would be a better system. So say this law is outdated, it's screwed up, or obviously it's not doing very good. Can we change the law, rewrite the law to where it benefits the people? The education system. Like when you look at the school system, do you think that is a healthy system that kids are being raised in?
I personally don't.
So I think because I'm pretty sure it's after the Prussian system, and I've heard a few different theories of what it's built to do. We can create systems where kids can have an abundance of education, but the one that we currently have, it pugs out an average citizen who's burnt out by the time they're 18. They don't have the drive and stuff to flourish. Like I would like a system where I see kids are still excited to learn. They're given more options. Teachers have more options, and it tosses certain things away, like No Child Left Behind, like that. Yes, some kids will like, oh, I'll never figure out what I want, but we implement more courses, more education. One of the things that on a federal level, I think every kid should be learning how to um, have a business education, K through 12. It's one of the oldest systems in the world, and it's in every single country. But in America, most people are taught to spend their money, and that's pretty much what they do. We have a 99 to 1% ratio. The rich have the money because the poor gives their money to the rich. They aren't taught, and then we expect the parents to teach that, but we also expect the parents to go to work 9 to 5 and pretty much run the rest of our society. There's so many implements or facets of education that need to be given to kids, and maybe not all kids will get every bit of it. But if we throw different types at all of them, you're going to start getting a whole cultivation of education. So uproot things and redo it, restructure everything. I think everything needs a bit of a restructuring, to the judicial system, to the education system, foreign system. Everything we do, it needs to be a little bit smarter. Like some of these systems are just so bad, it's unhealthy. So it even also implements parts of the Green Party. I think we really don't take care of our planet very well. It's not about being a hippie, it's about cleaning our planet, things like that. So like I think it is an implementation of a whole bunch of different facets. Like I understand it's a republic. I definitely think of it as I versus we. I rather be a republic than a democracy. But the one thing I have to concede and admit is that, you know what, they do care and sometimes want to help the poor and throw things into socialist programs. It's the question of when and where. Where should we be throwing money to help people? I'd love to set up a whole bunch of socialist programs, but the question is what? Because some of them are detrimental. They actually hurt people in the long run. Whereas can we put money so it helps the individual, that'd be like, you know what, this is a great system. We can help ourselves. It actually kind of pushes our communities forward. So things like that, it's what can I pull from each party and implement so it's a better system. I think there's a little bit of good from all the parties, and you put them together, and I just think you could do a lot more than what currently is being done.
Sure, sure, makes sense. So, what types of activities has your party done?
Okay, we got 5 minutes.
All right. So, what activities has your party done?
So I haven't done anything. It's not even a we. It's just me. I created the idea. I've outlined certain things. I tried to make. Okay, is this party? Is this left, right? Is this conservative? Is this liberal? I've just kind of outlined it on my own. It's something I want to implement when I go forward. I believe that there is good in the party. It's just at its inception. You kind of caught me at the very, very beginning of it.
Okay, fair enough. There's always a time to start something, so that is perfectly acceptable. So,
Gotta
what
start
books?
somewhere, sometime.
Yeah, exactly. Everything starts somewhere. So, what books and/or podcasts do you recommend to our audience?
I I actually just believe in just the general educate yourself. Like, um, let's see here. I It's not so much a political. I believe that people should read some monetary things. I think one of the hugest issues in American government is money management. Like, it's so detrimental on how our money is managed. Like, it's kind of the life source of the way we do things, but we always hear about the budgets and, oh, we're going to, do this with taxes and do that, and just everything money, right? Well, no one seems to understand how money works. You only have the rich who understand how to use it. You need to That's why I think it's so important to teach it to kids. So yes, capitalism can be super unhealthy. I can kind of agree with the left on unhealthy things, but the right needs to know money is good. Or the left needs to know money is good. Capitalism is good if it's used correctly, if you know how to manage it. So if you had any books, I would absolutely suggest any educational money books, not how to make $1 million, but simple ones. And these are old books by Paige Fox, 1,000 Ways to Make $1,000, or University of Berkshire Hathaway by Warren Buffett. That's a book he read when he was a kid. If the 99% of Americans knew how to manage their money, how do you think America would look when it came to taxes? They would be probably more involved in what tax laws have just been implemented. And they'd be like, no, we're not going to do this anymore. We're not going to do these horrible, outlandish, like a few weeks ago, the what was it, 1 trillion some on package that they just passed in the middle of the night. People would not stand that if they understand that their grandchildren are going to be income burdened with millions of dollars of debt. I think it's over $100,000 per person, that all these debts that our Congress keeps writing up.
Sounds good. We can do that. So, kindly tell our audience how they can support you and your party.
If they just want to check out the page, that would be cool. I'm still in the process of making it. I'm trying to just start from somewhere, just implement more about trying to do things a little bit smarter. Maybe I'm not sure how they would help since it's at the very, very beginning and I'm just outlining everything.
Okay. We can direct them to check out the page on Facebook.
Whoa, got some weird feedback there.
We can have them check out the page on Facebook.
Sorry, give me a second. Let me try to reconnect with you. Your feedback is super robotic. I can't even hear you.
We can have them check out your Facebook page then.
Yeah, and I just want to toss this in there if that's okay.
Sure.
I thought of the bull moose party. The moose is a majestic animal. The fair, because it's an albino, it knows no color. It's gonna try to put an end to things about race. It's more about the practicality of everyone and everything. It's not about those things. And I wish things like that would start being seen that way, so that you can help people instead of focusing on trivial ideas or petty ideas and things like that. People would genuinely care about the important stuff. Sometimes it's not exciting, but um, good things can still be done. Something like that. That's why I was thinking of that as a mascot. Just wanted to toss that out there.
I'm glad you mentioned that because I was wondering where you came up with that name, with the significance of that name. So I appreciate you mentioning that.
Oh, no problem. I guess that's also just what I'd like for the entire party is like, okay, what is this supposed to mean? It's like, well, think about it. That's what this really is. It's not a glass half full, half empty. It's what they is. What it is. What can we do to make things better? Type thing. And just trying to be a little bit more logical. That's really, if you could do that to a party, I think that would be super pertinent to helping so many broken systems. That's really all it is try to just be a little smarter, not harder.
All right. We thank you for coming on to this podcast and sharing your party's views and your experiences with our audience.
Well, awesome. Thank you for inviting me, Andrew.
Have yourself a wonderful day and all the best to you and your party.
And where can I go to listen to the rest of this so I can hear the other parties?
The podcast is called Long Live Alternative Parties. We're on Spotify, Apple, Anchor is the app that does that, and then as well as Google Podcasts. So pretty much all the major podcast platforms you can listen to us
All
at.
right, on. All right, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Take care.
You too.